All right, hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect that is scattered throughout the four winds of the earth, that believe wholeheartedly in the true doctrine that is being pushed throughout the four winds of the earth, who are in hope of mercy and salvation in these last seconds of Esau Edom's rule on the planet earth. All right, who are in hope of mercy and salvation. All right, during the time of Jacob's trouble, as well as when Yahweh Shai returns to the planet earth. Okay, to you and to you only I say shalom, and may Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai continue to bestow his grace, peace, and mercy upon you and your households. This video here is I heard Elder Malcolm mention this this protest that's getting ready to happen this Saturday. There's a No Kings protest that's happening, and it's basically the people of Babylon. All right, the people of the U.S. of A. They didn't create it. As you can see, the website here. This is the actual website. And like I said, I heard Elder Malcolm mention it in one of his videos, one of his latest videos, and then I came across a black woman talking about it. So I went in, the Spirit prompted me to go look it up. And as you can see, on October 18th, millions of us are rising again to show the world America has no kings and the power belongs to the people. All right? And this is supposed to be a huge protest. All right? As you can see, all these little dots here in the U.S., okay, are where these protests are supposed to be. Okay, you see California's lit up, Oregon's lit up. Pretty much the entire U.S. map is lit up. Okay, and they're projecting that there's supposed to be millions of people out there protesting. And I believe Jake gonna sit this one out as well. When I say Jake, I mean Judah. All right, because Judah wasn't involved in the last one. Maybe they may be out there this time now that they're starting to grab Judah up in Chicago. But all that information is flying under the radar. All right, but as you can see, like here, I'll type in zip code for LA. It's like here. And then to zoom in. And here you have all the surrounding areas of Los Angeles. All right. You got all these protests happening. All right. And I'm sure downtown is going to be flooded with people. Okay, we're talking seas of people protesting against this administration. All right, and this is definitely a sign of our Lord making his return. Okay, this is the sign. This is one of the signs. Okay, these things are happening, and they happening very fast. And I want to see the outcome of it, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I want to see if really these many people are going to be out here throughout America protesting against this administration, Nero and his administration. They even gonna be protesting up in the mountains in Big Bear. Okay. All throughout California. And then when you go down here to San Diego County, you got a bunch of protests. All right. So there's going to be a lot of people out this weekend, according to this map. All right. As you can see, the West Coast is lit up. Okay. There we go. As you can see, the whole U.S. is pretty much lit. All right. And then you got certain other countries are going to be protesting. This look like that's, what's this down here? Puerto Rico. Yep. They're going to be protesting in Puerto Rico. All right. Panama. Different countries are even participating, which Puerto Rico is a province of the U.S. You got up here, looks like Alaska, all right, and then out here on the out here in Hawaii, they're gonna be. It's gonna be a sea of people, especially in they even over there in Europe. Look at that. Over there in Europe. So we're gonna see what's gonna be the result. Is it really gonna be this many? We talking millions of people. All right. Meanwhile, this administration's gaslighting the public when they speak to the people, like the American people are with what DJT is talking about. The only ones are with this Nero administration are those goofy ass, dumb ass maggots. All right, the maggots that still think that everything is all good and that it's gonna be all good for them, but they getting ready to find out the hard way as well. All right. So this is a major sign, because we haven't seen protests like this in Babylon. All right. We've seen them. We see them overseas. We see them over there in the UK, Italy, France. All right. And they've been out there for months now. You know. But now we're seeing it here in Babylon. All right. So let's get the Apocrypha. Okay. Second Ezra, the 9th chapter. Because these are signs that the Lord said to look out for. All right. This is 2nd Ezra 9:1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. All right. Now with this major protest getting ready to happen, right? You supposed to know why this is happening, what's happening. But you still got people out here that are clueless. All right, clueless. Because they still got their little job, you know, still able to, you know, pay their rent, you know, get their little 2 days off a week or whatever. And they totally oblivious to what's really going on in society, because they don't pay attention to politics and they try to stay out of it. But real soon, the average Joe Blow, you won't be able to stay out of it. You're going to have to pay attention. All right? Because regardless of how this turns out this weekend with this protest, this administration is still going to move forward with their agenda. All right? These are just signs, all right, for us, hopeful members of the elect, all right, for us to report on first and foremost, and ultimately, or should I say, for us to report on, and first and foremost, to see that these are the times where our Lord Yahweh Shai spoke about. All right, when we shall see uproars of the people. All right, commotions. Okay, Luke 21. All right, which we'll go there next. It says, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand, or Salakia, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right? And you can't tell me the Lord ain't visiting the world he made. This is just one of the signs. Okay? It says, therefore, when thou shalt be seen, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, right? You just had an earthquake over in the Philippines that split buildings in half and rocked that place. All right? Before that, you had a earthquake in Russia that sent out tsunami warnings. All right? It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. This is what we're seeing right now. All over the planet. Okay? Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right? For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. All right? So the things that are happening in society globally declare that we are in the end. Right? It declared that we're in the end. That's a major protest. Let's go back to that. This is a major protest. I don't know what these stars mean on these ones. It's like I said, I just went to the website. Okay? But we're talking about millions upon millions of people they're expecting to be out here. Yep. It says millions. They expected millions of people to be out there, man. Okay? It's the No Kings protest against this Nero administration. All right? DJT and company. Now let's go to Luke, the 21st chapter. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21. And yeah, this is Luke 21 and 9. All right? But when ye shall see here, Salakia, and when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. We that's another more signs we seeing. Wars, all right, and commotions. All these things are happening at once. Everything, all these things are happening all together, man. Okay? For these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. Right? They've been talking about this three-eye atlas. All right? That's a great sign from heaven. Okay? That's a great sign in the heavens, man. Okay? But before all these, They shall lay their hands on you and persecute you and deliver you up to the synagogues and into the prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And that happened in the ancient world to the disciples who became the apostles. All right? And you can read about that in the book of Acts. All right? Let me read down. Okay, here we go, verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. And that's what we're seeing as well. We're starting to see our people being compassed with these armies in the form of ICE. All right? These ICE agents that are going to Jake's neighborhood and straight up kidnapping people. Okay? So we're in the time of things turning up. And if these people are expecting millions upon millions to be out here protesting against this DJT and company, and there's gonna be that many people out there, there's no way they're gonna be able to media block it. Okay? If they do media block it, that'll be some shit. Okay? If they media block all these major cities, all right, that's been flooded with millions upon millions of people protesting against DJT and company. Okay, that's gonna be something. Okay, that's gonna be something if they do media block it. But if they don't media block it, all right, we just gonna have to wait and see what's gonna come of this. All right, because it ain't never been millions upon millions in every major city in Babylon out there protesting for one and the same cause. All right, this proves that everybody's messed up, everybody's hurting. This proves it. Okay, look at that map, man. Look at that map, man. Okay. Let's go back. It says, and when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter therein too. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And we here, all right? This is the last verse I wanted right here in verse 23. Okay? But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. Okay, so we could be entering the days of greater distress with this protest kicking off, because I don't see how they're gonna be able to block all these people and continue to gaslight on mainstream media of what this man is doing. Now, us here, hopeful members of the elect, we applaud what he's doing, because we know and understand it's bringing forth the prophecies. i.e., this is why the people are going to be out there, which is going to be fulfilling 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, which we read, as well as here in Luke 21. I think I might have passed it, where it speaks about distress upon nations with perplexity. Let me type perplexity in, okay? Because this is the time of perplexity upon the people. Yeah, 25, Luke 21, 25, all right? Yeah, I just had to go down a little bit. Back in Luke 21, all right? It says in verse 25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. And we seeing the different celestial bodies people are capturing, right? They capturing with their phone. It looked like two suns, right? But different sides of the sky, right? The different celestial bodies that are becoming more visible depending on where you are on the planet. These are the signs that the Lord said to look for, because they're abnormal. They're not supposed to be happening the way they're happening. All right? And Edom tries to block everything out. All right? Because he doesn't want the people questioning anything. Okay? He just wants to keep you perplexed and distressed, but not knowing that's a part of prophecy. Right? It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations. And for the people to get out there by the millions here in Babylon, that's a sign of distress. All right? And not just here in America. Well, America's finally about to get millions of people out there on the street, but it's already been happening in different parts of the earth, especially over there in the UK, Italy, all right? France. They've been out there every weekend, if not every day, by the hundreds of thousands, if not the millions, shutting things down. Okay? So it says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's heart failing them for fear. And we ain't came up on this part yet, to where men's heart are going to be failing for fear, but we're etching closer and closer to these times, to where men are going to be afraid out here. Okay? And for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. All right? So we're seeing the gradualism of biblical prophecy come to pass. All right? And it's a fast-paced gradualism in these times. All right? So I just wanted to speak on that through the Spirit. This is going to be a major protest that's going to be out there. So brothers that are out there, you know, because most brothers do go out on Saturdays, you know, if you know that you can just go on this website. If they're going to be in your area, I would switch up areas, you know, just to be aware, because you never know what can happen, man. You could have agent provocateurs. You could have anything happen in the midst of millions and millions upon people, hundreds of thousands of people. You never know, you know. So yeah, I would just get on the website, type in your city zip code or whatever, and see how close these protests will be where you are speaking. And if it's too close, You know, pick a different spot this week. All right? So yeah, that's it, man. I just wanted to bring that out through the Spirit. Lord will, this was edifying and exhorting to the hopeful elect, giving all praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and we on to the next video. Shalom.